morning. This is Pamela Lynn Koldhauser with ANN. November 8th, 1837. We are interviewing martyrs who've died on the road to the abolition of slavery. We were very lucky to find a recent martyr who fought against slavery with his newspaper, the St. Louis Observer, and died yesterday for the cause. Please welcome Mr. Elijah P. Lovejoy.
And you, Ms. Koldhauser, although I don't know about it being a pleasure to be shot in the chest.
Yes, it must have been terrible dying of so many bullet wounds, especially when what you were doing you believed to be right. So, could you just start at the beginning and tell us how things got started? And gosh, you must have made a lot of enemies.
Well, I came here from Maine, a free state, you know. I settled in St. Louis. I thought I could convince the public that slavery was wrong and unjust. You see, I was a man of God before becoming a newspaper editor.
So, where did everything go wrong?
I spoke out against a corrupt judge and the lynching of 2 students from Miriam College. After my printing press was destroyed, I moved to Alton, Illinois. I felt it was my duty to discuss slavery issues, but a mob, supported by the slave traders and the riverboat traders who supported slavery, destroyed my press and threw it in the river.
So, with all those unfortunate things happening, did you learn a lesson from that?
Well, I felt strength from reading Psalms from the Bible, but what happened was a committee of Alton citizens was appointed to mediate between the mob and me, and what they decided was that I should go elsewhere and practice with my newspaper. In other words, get out of town.
So, did you take their advice?
No. In fact, that's when I gave a long speech in front of the committee. It was probably a mistake, but I had to. I told them I had the right to publish the paper by my maker and the U.S. Constitution. And I said I was willing to forgive anyone I offended, but I swore to continue till death.
That's very brave of you. So what happened next?
Well, a few days later, my office was surrounded by a mob. The mayor of Alton appointed a guard, but it didn't do any good. My printing press was again thrown into the Mississippi River. And I got these 5 bullet holes in the chest as a reward.
Wow. I see, but at the same time, there's something that I still just don't understand. How did you get that many people mad at you? There has just got to be something more to this story.
Yes, Ms. Koldhauser. I'd like you to meet a friend of mine, another martyr in the story, Frank McIntosh.
Hello, Mr. Lovejoy and Miss Stonehauser. Well, my story is, in the spring of 1836, I was an able-bodied seaman on a steamboat that docked in St. Louis. I was newly freed, and so I wanted to go visit a girlfriend of mine in the slave state of Missouri, that is. So I had to be careful to have my papers. Well, first thing you know, I was stopped by 2 policemen. They tried to arrest me. I resisted. I killed one and wounded the other with my knife. I tried to escape, but they caught me and dragged me through the streets outside of the city. I was chained to a tree and burned to death. Now that wasn't very nice, as I wasn't a slave. That was very unfair.
Yes, and I defended him and criticized the judge for not doing anything. The judge told the grand jury not to indict anyone from the mob because there weren't any specific names to charge.
Bad injustice all the way around. Is there anything else that you would like to add to your story?
Yes, I'd like to read part of the speech I gave in front of the committee when they told me to get out of town. It was long, but I have the last paragraph. Sir, I dare not flee away from Alton. Should I attempt it, I should feel the angel of the Lord, with his flaming sword, was pursuing me wherever I went. It is because I fear God that I am not afraid of all who oppose me in this city. No, sir, the contest has commenced here, and here it must be finished. Before God and you all, I here pledge myself to continue it, if need be, till death. If I fall, my grave shall be in Alton.
Mrs. Smoth, oh my gosh! What did you do that for?
Oh, he likes to relive his assassination. Makes him feel good. Besides, I don't like your speech. It should be more apologetic.
I think you missed the point. It wasn't meant to be apologetic at all.
Okay, if you say so. Such is what comes with speaking out against slavery, which, as Lincoln said, is an institution based on bad injustice and bad policy. Thank you, Elijah Lovejoy and Frank McIntosh, for taking the time to speak with ANN. This is Pamela Lynn Kolthauser with ANN. We'll be back with more martyrs after these messages.